Hello, everybody. You are listening to Those Are the Girls with Mallory and Friends. I'm
And I'm Noelle.
Mallory, and we are changing culture and bringing back traditional values. So, we have a special co host tonight for the teacap. We have our tea mugs, and we are ready to get into some good, juicy information. But first, I listen to this podcast and I always go, it's church announcements. I'm going to say, until I think of something like clever like that, I'm going to say a team huddle. We're going to do a team huddle really quick, everyone. A couple of things I want to talk about before we get into the stories. Number one, I'm super excited because Noelle is going to be, her podcast, Out of Context, is going to be joining our first Those Are the Girls media network. I mentioned it earlier in the year and some of the solo episodes I did that, like, Those Are the Girls, we are going to be at the forefront of entertainment. The only way we're going to change culture is if we are in the culture ourselves. So we're going to be partnering up with other podcasts. We're going to be starting our own podcast that aren't just talking about these topics, but like I mentioned, we're eventually going to have a movie review one. We're going to have, I'd love for us to do like a recipe book, and not just me, because this is not the Mallory show. It's called Those Other Girls because it's a group effort. But Noelle's going to be our first one. Her podcast, Out of Context. So you guys should definitely look into it. And it's pretty much been Noelle week because I had you on earlier this week on Wednesday's episode. Everybody should check that out. And then today she's joining us for the teacap. And I'm just super excited to have you on.
Thanks for having me. I'm super excited. Very excited to be working with such like-minded women, and I'm just so excited for the future. So,
yay, I'm excited too. I think this will be good. I think that this is a good start to just, we're all tired of the entertainment space not being welcoming to people who have different opinions when it comes to Christianity and conservatism. So I think just doing our own thing is really going to make a difference. And I think that's really we're going to have to do. And also too, like I always say, one of the goals with Those Are the Girls is for us to be in that when you go to the top 200 page, for us to eventually be up there so that there's at least another voice in the space. So even if we're not changing someone's mind, which I would love to do, they're at least getting the information, because right now they're not really getting that information. So we would like all of our Those Are the Girls partners, anything like that, to be for them to be known and be heard. So the other team huddle announcement, I want to remind everyone that primary season is coming up. By the time you hear this, your chance to register in North Carolina to vote will be over, but primaries are here, and let me pull up. Okay, so the 2022 primaries, May 3rd is Indiana and Ohio. If you live in Indiana and Ohio, make sure you are prepared for that. May 10th is Nebraska and West Virginia. May 17th is Kentucky, North Carolina, Oregon, and Pennsylvania. And May 19th is Idaho. We'll do more as the year goes on. Yeah, the year goes on. Or technically, I guess, as the month goes on. And we're going to do more to remind you guys, because we have to take these primaries very seriously. The Dems /Libs /Pro-Borts are going to be out there voting because they're mad. They're mad that we've got a lot of things through. So we've had really good bills passed. California disappointed us, but there's so many other states that have done fantastic. So they're upset. They really are not happy with us. So we got to make sure that we are out there and we are voting. We cannot sit this one out. This isn't one. The primaries are important because, we need a good Republican representative, or Democrat. If you're listening, you're a Democrat. We need a good representative to go against the Democrats, mainly because you can have a Republican running, but let's be honest, it has to be someone who can also beat the Democrats, but sticks with your values. So that's what you need to be voting for. And I know, for example, like the Senate in North Carolina, where you live in?
Yeah, I'm in Los Angeles.
Right? Okay, so I know we have a Senate a very, very, very important Senate race. And there's 16 people running, but really just 3. But there's 16 people running. And that means we're definitely going to have a runoff, first of all. And second of all, this also just shows that, like, we have tons of options. And I mean, we have, like, far, far right people running all the way to, like, super moderate people running. So wherever your values lie, you got to pick someone on there. So this is so, so important. Also, a reminder, we have these t-shirts. Nevertheless, she voted. And I think they're super cute, personally. And they're on our website. So I think you should order one and order one for your friend. And then you guys wear them just to remind people, hey, we got to vote. We got to vote. It's important. We got to vote. Come on, everybody. We got to vote. We got to vote. We got to vote. But yeah, do you know when your primary is?
To be honest, I don't, because with California, everyone's blue. So I'm kind of just like, you know, at least in Los Angeles, it's like literally, I'm not in Orange County. If I was in Orange County, I would definitely. And I'll like volunteer with different candidates. I volunteered for Young Kim 2 years ago. But like in LA, it's like,
wow, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's flown. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's understandable. I can't fault you for that. Wow, I didn't realize you lived in LA. Wow, that's fancy. Yeah, okay. Do you see celebrities a lot?
No, I don't. Everyone always asks me that. I don't. My uncle has a lot, but I'm like more in the outskirts, and then like I grew up going to church in East LA. So I'm definitely in like not the downtown or Hollywood area. Definitely like outskirts area.
Okay. Have you seen any celebrities before, though? You have.
I've seen like TikTokers, like YouTubers, but like no A-list like celebrities. Like from a distance. Like I've seen like Stevie Wonder from a distance, and like Steven Spielberg from like a distance, but I didn't like talk to them.
Oh. Okay. That's kind of cool. Yeah, the TikTokers, YouTubers. I mean, I kind of sort of count them. Like I saw Paul. I was actually in an elevator with Paul and Morgan before, so cool. And yeah, super sweet. And like I guess I would count them, but like I don't know, like the guy that does a thing. Like okay, I would count Trisha Paytas. I have really been obsessed with watching people review her, not even her content. Like I didn't even know who she was 2 years ago. But a lot of people who I watch, like I watch Michelle McDaniels. She has the show My Thoughts Will Probably Offend You. It's actually really interesting. She's not Christian, and she's probably a libertarian, but she talks about like fitness stuff. So it's always very motivational watching her. But she also talks about culture stuff, and like she talks a lot about Trisha Paytas. So that's how I was like, who is this person? And then I watched 1 or 2 of her videos. And then, you know, when you watch something on YouTube, then all of a sudden that's all you see. So I've been like obsessed with like looking at her. And I'm like, this girl is crazy. So like if I saw her, I would consider her famous. But like, I don't know. I can't even name any other YouTubers really.
Yeah, I mean.
And TikTokers.
I don't really like keep up with any of them. I think, yeah, the only person I enjoy watching, she like lives in a bus. Her name's Selah. I really like watching her videos. She's just like always happy, and like she lives in a bus, and I think it's cool.
Aww.
So
that's cute. I love that name, Selah.
It's really pretty.
And it's from the Bible, right? Selah. It's from the Bible, I'm pretty sure. Some translation. Right?
To be completely honest, I don't know. I don't want to say yes and then it not be, but like
I feel like it is. I could be completely off base. But anywho, just a reminder, everybody, happy to have Noelle on, and also to vote. Get some cute merch. Cute. I'm trying to think any other team huddle announcements. Can't think of anything. Anything exciting happened to you this week, Noelle, that you want to discuss?
I mean, I'm taking grad photos this Saturday, so that's exciting. And I'll be like posting on Instagram what I'm doing next in life, the next step. A lot of people have been asking me, so I'll finally share that on Saturday, so that's exciting.
Ooh, and this will come out on Saturday, so everybody will probably like pause it to go to Instagram and see then. Oh, that's exciting. Yay. Okay. I know you're happy to be done with college.
Yeah, I'm really happy. I majored in 2 things and one of which I'm not using, so I'm just kind of happy to be done with one major, but I'm sad to be done with the other one.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Aw. Okay. Well, we're excited to see whatever happens next. I will say, so by the time you guys hear this, you can head over to my personal Instagram, or I'll probably post on those other girls too. But one of the abortion facilities in Charlotte closed down. So we're doing like it's really great. I want to act like I was a part of it, but I wasn't. So what happened was, the Saturday I did my training was the last Saturday that was open. So we were planning to go to that particular facility, but they just kept closing and closing and closing. So we never went to that facility. They kept saying, oh, we're not open, we're not open, we're not open. And then eventually they closed down. So my team, the people who I was trained with, have been there and they're doing like a thing. Even though I never even got a chance to go, I'm still allowed to celebrate. So I'm really excited about that though, because I mean, I like to think that I prayed and that was part of it too. But yeah, so we're going to be doing that Saturday morning, and then we're doing something Friday night too, which will be the day after we record / the day before you hear this. But I'm really excited for that. So I'm really glad that that happened.
That's so exciting.
Yeah. Now we just need the biggest one in the Southeast. So we also have the biggest abortion facility in the Southeast in Charlotte. We need that one to close. That one is going to be really hard because it's very much like when you go, you can just tell like the spiritual like light and dark. It's awful. Like it's just terrible. And I think they even had like they go trend on TikTok. That's how like crazy the pro aborts are there. There was a time, I think I posted on my Instagram, they like, one of the girls said like a curse over us. It was wild. God. Yeah. Yeah. And there's been a couple times where like we're praying and I just like am overwhelmed with like sadness and like tear up a little bit, which if you know me, you know I cry a lot. But it's this, I don't know, it just felt different. Like it was just like feeling on the sadness of like the heaviness of it. So I'm excited for that one. Now, when that one closes too, oh gosh, that's going to be so great. But really happy with the one that did close, and we're just going to continue to thank God for the next ones. But yeah. All right, I'm trying to think of anything else to discuss before we get into it, because I think we should go ahead and get into it. There's a lot that has happened this week, that I really want to talk about. So, okay, here we go. We are raising our glasses, our mugs, and we're going to have some tea. Clink. Pretend like there was a clink sound. Here we go. Do you pay attention to like oh my goodness. You live in California. Do you pay attention to Coachella and stuff like that?
Yeah, I do. Well, like on TikTok, you know? Okay. It's like I make a lot of TikTok content. That's like where I got my start, so I'm always on TikTok.
Okay. And so you heard about the fiasco with Revolve, I'm assuming. Did you hear about that?
Like I've seen a few videos and like floating on the internet, but I know it's like a newer festival, so I was kind of confused by like the drama behind it. I just know there's like a ton of like influencers and celebrities there, so.
Okay. I'll tell you. I'll give you the tea on the breakdown. Okay, so Coachella, everybody knows Coachella is like the big thing. I've never been. I actually kind of want to go, partially because I really like music, but I also really like outfits. Like the outfit, I don't know. It would be fun to dress up and take
like
pictures.
Growing up, everyone went.
Yeah.
Really? It's like a thing. It's like a rite of passage as a Californian, but I have no interest in going. But.
Wow. Oh, okay. But well, cool. One day I would.
You know, like I'll watch other people go, and I'm entertained by that. Like that's good enough for me.
Well, okay. So Coachella has an event. It's like 3 weekends or something like that. And then during the first weekend, Revolve, which is a clothing store that's incredibly popular. Honestly, I had never heard of it, but it's apparently super popular. And they have cute clothes, and they started doing their own little like Coachella at Coachella, but it's mainly for influencers and like celebrities. So essentially you would get, and it was used to be invite only. So you would be invited to go to this, and it's like an influencer's dream. Everything is like super curated to be like a place where you take pictures. It's curated for like influencer stuff. So I want to say they probably even have, all I heard was like an influencer's dream, and like everything is curated for them. So I feel like they probably even have like places where you can put your phone to make sure you take a good selfie or do a good TikTok type
people
thing.
too.
Yeah, so like it's like everything is perfect for content. And the idea, I'm assuming, is just to you're going and you make it seem like it's just really fun. You have all these pictures so more people want to go. And like honestly, I saw some of the outfits and things like that. I was like, maybe I will look into this Revolve store. So that's their whole purpose. Well, this year they made it a little bit less exclusive. And they invited people, but it was at a special location. So you go to this one location that's like a field. It looked like it was just like a straight up field, and buses come and pick you up and then take you to the location. Well, apparently they overbooked or something like that. So people were standing outside for like 7 hours at that field waiting to go to the Revolve place. So that's where they were saying it was like a mini fire festival. I kind of disagree with that concept, and I kind of got this idea from the Morning Toast. I think it was Claudia said it. I kind of disagree with that concept because, like, at the end of the day, Revolve still had a great event. You just weren't on time, so you missed it, and they just didn't have a way to like fix it. And I hate to say this, and like, I don't know if anybody from this organization listens, and I'm not trying to drag you, but like, this is literally what happened like at SAS a couple, like 2 years ago. I don't know if you were there. Yeah, like, you were there.
How, like event.
That was your first conservative event?
My first one was like the Candace Owens. I went to the White House, but that was like, that was like a protest.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, so that's more of what it reminded me of. You just were late, so you were standing outside. Yes. I stood outside. I was so upset. Okay, also too, do you remember?
Like if you didn't have an influencer pass, yes, you were stuck outside.
That was it. Sorry, oops, they overbooked. Oh, yeah. Okay, were you out there when Mike Lindell promised everybody he would give us a pillow?
I was inside, but I heard about it though.
Oh, you got inside. Okay. I had like Mike Lindell promised he'd give everybody
me, so
well, that must have been nice. I cannot relate. I stood waiting and I was like, and when the podcast listener was talking about it, they were like making fun of the people that waited, and I'm like, yeah, you losers. And then I was like, you know what? I kind of did the exact same thing. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait because I know, even though I've been here for a couple of hours, I know something's going to happen and they'll let me in. And like looking back, that was so dumb. I should have just gone to the beach or gone to eat or something. I just stood there. And then I like texted, like, I think was I there with friends or did I make friends at this one? Sometimes I'll go by myself and then I'll make friends. And then sometimes my friends will go. I think this is the one where, no, because this is where I met Sydney. So Sydney was my roommate and I had never met her before. And I think it was just us. Yes, it was just us. So it was so nice because, sometimes you go to those things and it's like 4 to a room and 2 beds.
They put it was just the 2 of us with one other person. So I've lucked out on that.
Oh, wow. I've literally gone through the whole gamut. I've had the 2 in a room and we have to share a bed with someone we've never met. I've had the 3 in a room where the 2 girls knew each other, so they shared a bed and I had the bed by myself. And then I've had the 1 bed, 1 person, and then I've had no one showed up.
That's nice.
So I went through the whole, no one showing up was really nice. But yeah, so 1 second, my battery on my laptop's about to die. Should have plugged it in. Everyone hold 2 seconds.
I've heard like nightmare stories of like people like going and then getting a really terrible roommate and then them like bringing someone back into the hotel and they have to go stay in someone else's room, and I'm like, oh geez.
Yeah, thank God I've never had anything like that. I think I've always liked my roommates. My very first roommate, Val and Brittany. I'm actually still really good friends with Val, and we're going to be roommates together again for YWLS.
Oh, cool.
But we're actually like, yeah. So we actually stayed really good friends. She was my first ever roommate, and then I think Sydney still talked to her occasionally, and then everybody else, we're friends on social media, but we're not like super close. But Val, Sydney, and Brittany, I talked to Brittany too. The three of them, we talk a lot. So I'm like, it's really a hit or a miss, but I think also too, it has to deal with like who you are. If you don't make too much of a big of a deal of things, it typically works out. And then you just got to find your friends. Like, you're not going to get along with everybody. That's just the fact of the matter. But once you find the people that are similar to you, so like if you don't want to go out and party, then don't be friends with people who go out and party. If you want to go out and party, but you don't want to do anything too crazy, because there's those, like that's me. I like to go out, and we went cowboy dancing.
Fun.
I like that. That's fun.
I always want to do that.
That's fun. It's the people that are like, they're doing that, and then they're like have Coke or something, and then they're going out till like 8 a.m. Like, that's not me. So if that's not you, don't hang out with those people. Yeah. That's not how I'm right there in the middle. I don't want to stay in, because that, to me, that's boring. But I also don't want to, you know.
No, yeah, I'm the same way. Like, I need to take breaks too. Like, I like to go out and like, especially in Texas, I'm like, man, I want to see a cute cowboy, but I don't want to I don't want to do anything crazy. Like, I just want to view.
Right. Like, love to meet the locals, not trying to go home with the locals. You know, there's a balance. There's a balance. Yeah. But so anyway, the people, it was a fiasco, and it just reminded me of Turning Point SAS 2020. What do you think about this year's fashion? Did you like any of the clothes? How did you think people did?
I thought it was really funny how so many people were like, oh, the influencers try harder than the celebrities, and like there's a bunch of drama about that. But then like one of the influencers was like, well, duh, like celebrities don't want to get spotted, influencers do. And I'm like, okay, like that makes sense. But like, I don't know, like seeing some of their outfits, like I'm like, how, like what in your mind like made you think like, yes, this is a fit? I look so good. Like, I don't know. Some of them were just like, it gave me arts and crafts vibes.
Hilarious. I also feel like I saw a lot of like bikini, like the little bikini things, and like and maybe like a sheer over it. And I was like, is there a pool?
That's exactly like, what I've seen so many people wearing. Like, it was like the less clothes.
I feel like that was a theme this year.
I feel like that's like majority of the time, like at music festivals, it's like an excuse to wear like hardly any clothes. But like, I don't know, like I was on a Jubilee video about like free the nipple, and like my big thing.
Were you really? Wait, which one?
It was like, should we free the nipple or not? I didn't post about. I have imposter syndrome. I have serious imposter syndrome, so I never post about anything I do.
Oh my goodness! Wow. Oh my gosh, post everything all the time. I'm literally probably, while I'm editing this, I'm going to watch it. Okay, you were on the free the nipple one? Okay.
But like they edited it super weird, so I sounded super dumb. But like one thing that they did keep in. But like one thing they did keep in was I talked about like Billie Eilish and how before she was like, she'd always wear baggy clothes, you know, and like for her that was empowering. It was empowering to wear more clothes than less. And like I shared that because I'm like, I definitely resonate with that. Like I have my moments where like I like to wear a little sundress, you know, like I'm not a prude, not prune.
I was gonna say prune. Oh, is that California for prune?
Oh my gosh. You say prune.
You're not a prune either. Okay.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's like way more empowering to like, I mean, everyone's different, but I think it's empowering to like, you could still look like really good and super fly and like wear clothes and like be modest. And I feel like that's like more attractive, if anything. And like, even from a secular viewpoint, like I feel like guys are not going to go for the girl that's wearing less clothes, at least long term. So like, I feel like when you respect yourself, people respect you as well. But
yeah, that's something that I have definitely been, like, I've never been super like provocative, but there have been times where I've been like looking back, I'm like, you know what, that wasn't very appropriate. Like I probably should not have worn that. And I've been really like working on that because I really do think you can find cute, modest clothes. Like you don't have to always wear like super low cut like we all know what I'm talking about. You don't have to do that, and I want to be better at that because I mean there were, to me, I think I shared it in my story, the cutest thing I saw was she wore this like green like tassel thing, and it looked super cheap, and I think you said arts and crafts, and that's kind of what it reminded me of, but I thought that was super cute. I did like a lot of her other stuff, and then she did have some of the bikini type things, and that's when it was like mesh over. That's when I was like, okay, there has to be a pool. But like my favorite out of all of those was the one, it was like came from like here to a little bit further down, and you know it doesn't have to come up here, and you don't have to like wear a long sleeve, you don't have to do all that, but I'm just saying like you know, to me that was the cutest. And also too, just a note on modesty. And once again, like I'm sure you can go through my Facebook, especially in college, and find that isn't super modest. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've taken them all down out of growth, but I'm sure you can find some stuff. And I'm not trying to like shame anyone. I'm just sharing an opinion. But a note on modesty. So when I was in Oman, we went to the opera. And in the opera, we had to dress up like from head to toe in like, because Oman's a Muslim country, in like we had to cover. And I wore a hijab, like I covered my hair, and then I had like a long sleeve dress on, and there's actually a picture like hanging in my room. And I just, every time I look at that picture, I feel like I've never looked prettier. I don't know why. Like I just feel like I just look so beautiful. I'm wearing like this beautiful, beautiful pink scarf, like covering my hair, this gorgeous like dress. I don't know. It's just such a pretty picture. And I just, every time I see that, I just remind myself, like, you know what, that's like, you don't have to wear all of this provocative stuff to be considered beautiful. It feels that way because honestly, that's kind of the only time you really get compliments, but that doesn't mean that that's the right thing, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm I like hate like authority and rules. And I know that's like weird to say as like a Christian. The Lord definitely like changed things in me, but I'm like definitely more on like the, oh, you want me to do this, so I'm not gonna do it. But I think like
contrarian. You're a contrarian.
Yeah, but like I don't like, I don't know, like I think that's why I wouldn't be able, like, I mean, I wouldn't be Muslim because I don't believe that's the truth, but I mean, I feel like I wouldn't be able to. One of the reasons is because of like the head covering. Like I don't know, I love like styling my hair, but like I think one thing is like modesty is also like, it's not a one size fits all. Like I think growing up in church, I was kind of like, okay, like if my dress, like I was told in private school, like, okay, if my dress is 3 inches below like my fingertips, and like that's modest. But like modest isn't one size fits all. Like I'm 5'2", and like I can get away with wearing a dress that's a little shorter versus my friend who's 6 foot, because it's gonna look way shorter on her because she has longer legs, and it, like if she bends certain ways, it's not gonna show the prettiest angles, you know. So like I think like that's.
And if you have hips, it'll be different. Like you can wear the exact same outfit as someone else, but if your hips are a little bit wider, it'll fit differently. Yeah, I agree. It's not one size fits all. I feel like we know, for example, a top where you can see like half of your breast. Obviously, that's not modest. I think where, like, we all can recognize that. I think where it always gets the line is like, well, how far up do you wear? And I think that is a conviction that God can give you. And also, too, I think it also, it's up to you. It's up to you, like, whether you even care. Because some people don't care. Some people don't want to be modest.
And then there's like the super like trad, like legal, borderline legalistic people where I feel like for like, I think it really depends on your body type. Like for me, like it's mainly like female listeners, right? Just making sure.
Yeah, it should be. Well, we have a couple.
Okay, well, since it's majority female, I think it's okay to say this. But like, I'm like an A minus, and like, you know, upper size, and so I can wear like a deeper V-neck than like my best friend can. Like my best friend has to have a way big, like, you know, top, and so I think that like it really just depends. But like I think most of us have like discernment and discretion to be like, okay, probably shouldn't wear this, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, even like if this is TMI, you can be like, okay, that's too much. But like, I feel like you probably don't always have to wear a bra then
I don't.
either. But like,
I don't
yeah.
a lot of the time, which like, you know.
And I mean, it's not super like obvious, like that's fine. But like, me, I have to wear a bra, like there's just, but it's all have to do with body types and you just work with what you have. But yeah, so that's that on outfits on Coachella. I don't have a good transition to our next story. But it is, I want to talk about 2 trials. This is going to be really quick, even though it might not be that quick. But there's 2 trials going on. The Johnny Depp trial with Amber Heard. And then I don't know if you know the Kardashians and Blac Chyna trial.
Okay, I saw that on like my TikTok For You page. Like I literally saw Blac Chyna on my TikTok For You page today, and I was like, don't know what's going on.
Okay, let me explain that one first. Because I'm going to be honest, that one's more interesting to me. So I also want to start off, I'm not like, there's Kardashian stans. There's people who are like, oh my God, I love them. I know everything about them. That's not me at all. But I do find them incredibly fascinating from a business standpoint. I read this article years ago or I guess I keep saying article. It's probably just like an op-ed where someone made the comment, and I cannot stop thinking about it, that the Kardashians do something, they made money off of something that we do every single day and we don't make a dime from. Their existence makes them money. And like we exist and we don't like, we're not billionaires, So I remember thinking that like, dang, that's such a good point. How do I do this? How do I make money from existing? But anyway, so what's happened is Blac Chyna sued the Kardashians because her show with Rob was canceled. Now, it was called Rob and Blac Chyna and Rob. Now, if they break up, logically, you would think your show with the Kardashians would be canceled. But for whatever reason, she felt as if she had a right to it. Well, she sued the Kardashians. Now, the Kardashians are suing her back. And that's what this trial is. And everybody is like talking about, and like they're doing all the sketches, which I've never been interested in sketches from trials. But I'm like, wow, this is crazy. I've never cared about a celebrity trial before. But one thing that came out that to me was very sad. But it just goes to show, like, ladies, well, I'll say it in a second. So one thing that came out that was really sad was, they asked the jury, or they asked someone on the jury, like, have they ever seen the Kardashian show? And, she said, the guy was like, no, but I've seen the tape. And then the whole courtroom like bursted out laughing. And I feel sorry for her because I'm sure she wants this to be over. Like, who wants their tape? Especially because, at least from the outside looking in, it seems like she really is remorseful for it. It seems like she kind of wished she hadn't done it. So who wants that to still be talked about? And then for people to like laugh, I feel that's just so humiliating. And I do feel sorry for her, but everyone listening, this just goes to show you, like, men are not, like, don't do it. Don't record, don't send nudes, don't do any of that stuff. Men are not going, like, it's not, every time you think that they throw it away, I promise you they did not. I'm just gonna leave it at that. So that's what's going on with that. And, like, Blac Chyna is saying that, like, she's owed a show, like, they stopped her at her career, and it's like, did you have a career?
Yeah.
Like, what? Who are you? It's just so interesting to me, and it hasn't officially like started. They're still picking. Pretty sure at the time of this recording, they're still picking the jury. So that's the Kardashian trial. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I just think like I genuinely didn't know who she was until I saw TikTok. So it's just kind of like, well,
yeah. She's the one that dated
Rob.
Yeah,
I saw that on the TikTok, and it's just like, well, if you're only famous because you dated someone who's connected to very famous people, then like you're probably not going to have a successful show. Like, even if they gave her a show, I don't really think a lot of people would watch it,
No. And a couple of weeks ago, I was telling, I think it was Vic who was on, that Rob. So Black China tweeted a couple of weeks ago that she had to sell 3 of her cars because she's a single mom and she has no help. Well, then Rob and then the father, Tyga, who is the father of her other child, who actually dated Kylie too, which is a whole mess. They whole mess. So they both tweeted how essentially they have custody of the kids like 6 days out of the week. And they pay for everything. They even pay for their kids like tuition for their school. And she's over here complaining. And it's like, even so, if you had a show, your one kid that makes you a Kardashian, even connected to the Kardashians, doesn't even live with you. It's not even going to be on the show.
Yeah.
She's a hot mess.
Yikes.
So then the other trial that's going on is the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial. And this I haven't really followed that much. I saw something before we started recording, I saw something on the news about it. And I didn't realize, so Johnny Depp has an English accent, but he's from Kentucky.
Maybe it's just like his vibe or like his persona. I don't know.
I'm nervous now that he's just acting. And I told my dad that I was on Team Johnny Depp, and now I'm embarrassed. Like, I didn't realize he was from Kentucky. So now I'm like, okay, it's everything else he's been saying. Is he lying?
I feel like it like people who live in like Hollywood
acting?
or LA just kind of like have an accent. Like, I feel like the way he talks is very LA, and very like Hollywood. So I don't know.
Okay, I hope that's it, because I was thinking, I was like, oh wow, I didn't know Johnny Depp was from Europe. Like, he sounds like he's from London. And then I saw someone on Facebook, or like the post. Let me see. It was so funny to me. It was like, I'll start caring about this trial when you can tell me why a man from Kentucky sounds okay. He goes, I'll start caring about the Johnny Depp trial as soon as someone explains to me why a guy who was born in Kentucky and went to high school in Florida now speaks with a thick British accent. And I was like, you know what? That's a valid point. That is a valid
Celebrities are just weird though. Like,
they are.
They're weird. And I'm kind of just like, this is all a show, and y'all are just distracting us from real world issues. I don't know.
Yeah. And I feel like, so I love entertainment, love a good movie, love TV. I don't want to be like, shut up and dribble, because that's so rude. But like, low key, I wish celebrities would just act and then take really cute pictures in cute clothes and like tag where they got the clothes that's affordable and kind of like move on. Like, I hate to be that person. Once again, I'm not trying to say shut up and dribble. Like, if you have opinions,
no, I agree.
Sure.
I think that like celebrities should just hush. If you don't know anything about politics, sit down. Like, the world does not need to hear your deranged thoughts. Most of Gen Z doesn't know what the heck they're saying, and then they have their favorite singer or their favorite actor just echoing in their echo chamber, and they think that now they're a philosopher. Like, I can't. I don't know. I'm like the shut up and dribble. Like, just no.
Well, I mean, okay, so one of my favorite shows is Community. I don't know if you ever saw that. Did you ever watch it? Okay, it's better than The Office. If you're ever like, oh, what's Mallory's humor? Watch Community. Like, that's my type of humor. So it's one of the funniest characters on the show is, I don't know his name in real life, but he's Asian. He's the Asian guy from The Hangover.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes. Okay, so he plays one of the funniest characters on the show. Well, Rudy Giuliani was on The Masked Singer, and when Rudy Giuliani took his mask off, this guy is like, I'm done, and walks off. And it's like, oh my God, that's so unnecessarily dramatic. I really liked your characters that you have played. Please stop. Like, I don't want your opinion on... Like, that was just, to me, I was just like, oh man, now I know your opinion and I really am liking you less. I mean, Community is still a great show, but like, I don't want to tell people to shut up and dribble. but I kind of
It's
do at the
okay. You
same
don't
time.
have to. I
don't
will.
want to know their opinions. Yeah. Okay. You say it for me. I don't want, like, when he did that, I was like, oh God, now I know his opinion, and I don't want to know his
That's how I felt
opinion.
about Taylor Swift. Like, I loved her songs.
Oh,
I still listen to her sometimes. But like during the election, when like she had the Joe Biden cake, I thought it was so funny how like the internet ate her up and was like, yeah, she has really good taste in men. Like, I thought that was so funny. Horrible, but funny.
That is funny. And I think it's just, speaking of Taylor Swift, her evolution is so weird to me. Okay, this is a terrible theory, and no one be mad at me for saying this. This is my theory. So remember Taylor Swift was like big. I mean, everybody loved her. Like, she crossed races, like black people, white people, Asian people, Latinos, anyone really. Everybody
teen
loved
girl.
her. Well, every teen girl. Well, remember when she got in the beef with Kanye West, Kim Kardashian, and all that? Okay. And people did not like her. Here's my theory. She took that break and she had to figure out how to get back in people's good graces. What group of people have the monopoly on the culture right now? What group of people everybody loves and it's easy to latch on to, and they have a huge lobby and they can do anything? LGBT people. And then she did that whole thing, the whole being mean, never anybody made anybody less gay, which is hilarious and true. You know, I'll give you that. Being mean probably never made anyone less gay. But think about that. Like, all of a sudden, she's like super pro LGBT. She's best friends with that gay black guy. Like,
Demi Lovato did the same thing. Like, I feel like she was becoming irrelevant, and now she's like, I'm gay, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, Demi, like, best celebrity ever. Like, I feel like they all do that. Like, I was talking to my friend Edward on my podcast, which will be dropping soon, but like, we were talking about it, and like, he's gay, and he was like, no, I feel like the LGBT like cult is like recruiting people at this point. And like, the reason I call it like a cult is because like, I think regular average gay people are different than like the LGBT like mafia squad, just because it's like they're like like, if you don't agree with them, they dox you and they harass you. They're like love and acceptance until you disagree, and then like they are actively like, I feel like they're trying to like really instill this in children. And it's like, you know, like JoJo Siwa, like I feel like she got even more famous when she said she was gay, or like when any celebrity says they're gay, they're just like, it seems like they just blow up, you know, even more. And it's like, oh, great, like you got some more oppression points added to your card. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and Taylor Swift couldn't say she was gay because she has this whole her whole thing was that she dates men and but she could align herself as closely as she could with the gay community, and I think that's what she did. I think that was her incentive, and I mean, she's back to popular again. Everybody loves her again, and now she has all these politics that I doubt she grew up with, whether she believes them now or not. I mean, she could also too, who knows, she might not even really believe it. Like, when she went, remember she did a whole thing to Marsha Blackburn? When she went, she could have even voted for Marsha for all we know. But she obviously would never tell us. So yeah, that we got off track of that. But Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, crazy trial. We got to move on because we have two big stories left. Oh, actually, wait, I want to tell you one more small story. So, you know the Cash Me Outside girl? She bought a house in cash for $6 million.
But she's doing that OnlyFans.
In cash?
Like, yeah,
right
when she turned 18.
That's what I wanted to know. Where is she getting the money from? Who is paying her?
Yes.
So it's OnlyFans.
Right when she turned 18, there was OnlyFans said that no one had gained that many subscribers in a single day before. Like, she rose to the top the day she turned 18. Like, if that is not like gross. A bunch of pedophiles, like, it was so disturbing. Like, so many girls have this OnlyFans, and it's like, why like the thing is, it's like, I'm not saying I don't think the Catch Me Outside girl, she hasn't really talked about politics, but like, I think a lot of people who are on OnlyFans, like a lot of people I knew growing up, they tend to be leftist, and they're like, you know, like women empowerment and like men are gross and I hate all men and like they're all disgusting, but then they'll make it OnlyFans and like they'll literally be catering to these disgusting men. It's like, how much of a hypocrite are you? Like, it makes zero sense in my mind.
Yeah. Ugh, gross. So the other thing about OnlyFans, I did not realize this. So sometimes I listen to some of those alpha male podcasts. Why? Because I hate myself, and that's part of it. But no, seriously, like sometimes I listen to those alpha male podcasts, and these guys talk about OnlyFans all the time. Funny story, you guys. They say, so she's making bank from OnlyFans. So what does that do? That makes regular girls who really need money want to join OnlyFans. The average person on OnlyFans is making like $500 a month. They do not like that is so sad to me. Imagine like debasing yourself for $500 a month.
It's not worth it.
Not saying that, you know, it's not worth it. Not saying that, you know, $500,000 a month makes it worth it either. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying about raising
$1 million. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
You know, if you said 500,000, no. But just like $500 a month, to me, that's just so sad. And it shows just like the degeneracy of our country, that people can make that much. I had no idea it was from OnlyFans. I was wondering though. I was like, where did this girl get money from? Because it's not like she had a rap career that went nowhere. It's not like she's an influencer, at least not that I know of.
I don't know.
So,
I think they get money
OnlyFans,
their, like,
that's crazy.
But I know she's making bank from OnlyFans, so
that's crazy. But the thing is, girls like her are making money, and I just, it's so sad to me when you hear about just regular everyday girls that do want some extra money. I would love to tell them, you know, there's other businesses you can invest in, but what's so sad is like no one's talking about, for example, a jewelry business. The Pink Rose jewelry store will be opening soon. If you like my necklace, you'll be able to see it there. But there's jewelry businesses you can start. You can do bath bombs. There's just so many other things that you can do.
Like,
and it's hard.
You can literally make TikToks for companies.
Yes. Yeah. Can you? Okay.
That's a whole nother story, though.
I need. Okay.
Sorry, no, I'm like, that's a whole nother
I need
story.
to.
That's one of my side gigs, so.
Okay, yeah. So there's so many things you can do. You don't have to, you know, debase yourself that way. Okay, there's, once again, we gotta speed up. But there's no way to transition better. So I'll do this. So there's a no mask mandate, and I'll read the story really quick. This is from Reuters. The Biden administration will no longer enforce U.S. mask mandates on public transportation after a federal judge in Florida on Monday ruled that the 14-month-old directive was unlawful, overturning a key White House effort to reduce the spread of COVID-19. Soon after the announcement, all major carriers, including American Airlines, United Airlines, and Delta Airlines, as well as National Train Track, Amtrak, relaxed the restrictions effective immediately. I said that about American Airlines because I am a member there, and eventually I would like to travel to Thailand for free. So I only fly them to get the points. The ruling by U.S. District Judge Catherine Kimball Mizell, an appointee of President Donald Trump, came in a lawsuit filed last year in Tampa, Florida, by a group called the Health Freedom Defense Fund. It follows a string of rulings against Biden administrative directives to fight the infectious disease that has killed nearly 1 million Americans, including vaccine or test mandates for employers. Judge Mizell said the U.S. Centers of Disease Control and Prevention had exceeded its authority with the mandate and had not sought public comment and did not adequately explain its decisions. So yay! No more mask mandate. What are your thoughts? How do you feel?
I mean, so like the thing is, I've seen so many people who, and I don't want to be like an annoying conservative that just like is going to be a Karen to the people that are still masking. Like, if you want to do it, whatever, it's not my life. But like, I will say the amount of leftist or people, I assume that they're leftist, that have posted a picture of themselves in a mask or a double mask and have said, no matter what the scientists say, I'm still wearing a mask. Like, it just really, it's
lame.
like, you know, like, okay, it's follow the science until the science doesn't agree with your politics. Like, it's follow the science because it makes you virtue signal and make everyone else, feel bad because you get to shame people and somehow you feel like you're saving the world. Like, that's all these people really care about,
Right. And it's follow the science unless the science says that a baby is a baby.
Exactly.
A fetus is a baby. I'll use their language. A fetus is a baby. Then it's follow the science. Yeah, I'm really happy that we don't have to wear a mask on planes. So when we're all going to YWLS, we don't have to wear a mask. And it's really interesting though, seeing people revolt by double masking.
Yeah.
I feel like you missed a lot. A lot happened that you just did not. I don't know. That's like so weird.
Book. Like, it feels like we're living in a dystopian movie or dystopian book, like A Brave New World, or what is it called? Idiocracy. Like,
oh my God,
I feel like I am in one of those movies where people are just like, oh, you're like, they do things that hurt themselves to get back at you. It's like,
yeah,
it's so weird. It's like, oh, like, I'm starving, but because I don't like you, I'm not gonna eat. Like, it just makes no sense to me. Like,
no
people
sense.
at my school are double masking still, like professors in the STEM field. Like, these people are literally in STEM and they're still double masking. It's like, I know darn well that this does not work, but yeah.
It's also really sad because I bet some of those people, like, some of them aren't even doing it out of spite. Some of them are like genuinely scared. And I think that's really sad that like we've gotten to a point where people are A, still scared now, and then B, so scared that they're going to do just like outlandish things. That's just so.
I've seen like,
and I get it. COVID's terrible.
Yeah.
But
no, have you seen the TikTok where like it's this girl walking? I did like I like duetted her, and she's walking. She's like, "Got to put on my mask to make sure people don't think I'm a Republican or conservative." And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, that's ridiculous. I'm going to take off my mask because I don't want people to think I'm a leftist. Like, just.
That's so funny because I've like low-key done that before. I've like not like out of spite, but I've been like, okay, I've been in an area where I'm like, oh gosh, okay, we can take it off. Let me take it off real quick. I don't want anybody to think that I'm a liberal and that I did this on purpose. I was just following the rules.
Oh no, I never do more. Like, this whole pandemic, like, I've maybe worn it a handful of times, but like, I really didn't. I think rules are social I don't know. Maybe that's like the conservatarian in me.
Yeah.
Like, laws are social constructs if they're unethical, and I will not follow them. But
see, so I think that, but I realized I really like order. Like, I like and I know it's probably unpopular. People are gonna be like, you weirdo. I really like order. Like, I really like when there's like guidelines. And I don't know if that's I don't know, I like guidelines. I don't necessarily always like to, like, I've broken rules before. Like, I'm not like super prude or anything, but for the most part, I like to know, okay, this is the guidelines. That's why, and this is going to sound silly, but that's also why I kind of like the Bible. So I just like to know, even if I'm doing something wrong, I like to know that there is a right and there's a wrong. Because I have always believed, like, I've never been one of those people who like, oh, this is gray. I've always believed something's either right or wrong. We're going to get to heaven and we're going to know whether A or B was correct. So I do kind of like rules, but I will say I hadn't worn a mask, I don't think, at all in 2022. I think I stopped maybe half of 2021. Like, if you like beg me to put it on, then not anymore. I would have put it on if you're like, oh, we really need you to do it. But I started wearing a mesh one on the airplane and no one said anything. So that was fun.
A company had sent me like 20 of them in 2020. And I was like, thank God I was using that so much. The mesh one, like the breathe, I'll plug them, breathe, pray, love masks. Like, shout out to them for hooking me up with like masks that help me breathe in class and everything.
Yeah. Those are what I started to use. I had a really cute one that said pro-life that I would wear to like pro-life events, or like if I wanted to, cause a little bit of drama, I'd wear it out certain places. But for the most part, I say since mid 2021, I just have not worn one, except for on planes. That's the one place where they're like super, not anymore. They were like super strict about it. But I'm just so glad for it to be over. I feel like we're definitely in an upward, like, it's over type trajectory.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that I didn't really ever make a scene about the mask, except one time I did, because I was just so over it. But like, because I was going through the drive-through, like a drive-through, and usually
the drive-through
at the Starbucks by my house, and like the girl was like, "You need to wear one even through the drive-through," and I was like, "I'm not wearing." With all due respect, I'm not wearing one. Like she kept pestering, like she wasn't gonna give me my drink, and like I was like fed up at that point, and like I did research in infectious diseases, like specifically infectious diseases, like the year prior, and so I was just like, well, you know what, I'm actually a science major, did study in infectious diseases, and mask doesn't work unless it's an N95, so I'm not gonna put one on, and I just want my drink. Like that was the only time that I was like semi rude. But yeah,
that's funny. The only time that I've been like, oh shoot, I have my mask on, was I was at the gym. I was at my boxing gym. This was like I don't want to say it was the height of the pandemic, but it was like I'll say maybe like a month after they opened gyms up again, and a police officer was coming in. We thought they were coming to the gym. They were actually going to the gym beside the gym I was at, but the police officer started walking forward, and the owner was like, okay, everybody, if he comes in, just, because you had to technically have a special reason to be at a gym. Like, you couldn't just be at one. It's like, just know, have your reason. He was like, go around, make sure you have your reason. Because we thought we were, I don't want to say Germany, because that's rude to compare, but, like, felt like it was, like, in the movie. Like, okay, we're sneaking in at the gym. Like, okay, you gotta have your fake excuse. All right, okay, go. Like, it was so weird. Gosh. That was the only time I was, like, intense with the mask. I was like, oh my God, we're gonna get arrested for going to the gym. And then I thought, maybe this could be how I go viral. I'll be on Tucker if I tell them I got arrested at the gym. Maybe Allie Beck will have me on her podcast. Okay, this won't be the worst thing.
Gosh. No, I almost got kicked. I almost got arrested at school one time because I wasn't wearing it.
Oh my goodness. You almost got arrested?
Yeah, they like called the cop, and like, but it was the day before the mandate ended, and I was like, are you serious? Like, COVID disappears tomorrow. Like, I was being a little sassy. I was like, no, like, you're not going to kick me out. Like,
good on you for standing up.
I was mad. Like, I was just mad at that point because I felt my school has just been so, my school's been very manipulative, and so I was already upset. But I'm actually going to be on a little docu exposing my school, so thank God I graduate because I don't want to be there when it comes out. So I'll definitely keep you updated on that.
Yes, we'll definitely post about it. Oh, that's exciting.
Excited.
That's good. People need to expose more people because I think, well, number one, the Bible says everything done in darkness will come to light. So it's all bound to happen. And number two, people need to be made aware of like what's going on. Speaking of which, someone who has been working overtime to make sure that we're in the know of what's going on is Libs of TikTok. Well, that was a good transition. So I'll read this. This is from the Daily Wire. I'll read this really quick. Taylor Lorenz criticized for her plan to dox anonymous Libs of TikTok account. Washington Post journalist Taylor Lorenz was criticized Monday after it appeared she was planning to reveal the woman behind Libs of TikTok, an anonymous Twitter account that reshares videos leftist posts on social media to expose their radicalism. The plan to reveal the woman behind the account came after Ron DeSantis spokesperson Christina Pushaw, that's funny, Pushaw, shared an email she received from Lorenz saying she planned to release a story about it. Lorenz herself recently gave a tearful interview speaking about online harassment she had received as a journalist. Libs of TikTok has attracted more than 500,000 followers and tens of thousands of million views on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube since the launching of the account in 2020. The feeds showcase the most deranged videos of leftists, especially teachers, and have helped expose a variety of scandals. Okay, you want to give your opinion first? What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are literally she's just holding up a mirror to their stupidity and insanity, and they're mad, which shows you how insane and deranged these people are, because they literally are mad that someone's just showing the world how crazy they are. And like the people that scream tolerance, love, and acceptance are the people that are doxing. And the thing is, Kaylee Lorenz literally cried a week prior for being doxed.
I saw that. I've seen that clip. I'm like,
yeah, but then she's gonna go to like someone's house and like her family members. I don't know. These people are deranged, and I'm convinced it's like no, I shouldn't say that. That's a little too harsh. But these people are deranged.
I think I know where you're going, and it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, these people are crazy. It's super hypocritical. She was on a show crying, and then she literally did the exact same thing to somebody. I think also too, a hit dog a holler. I love that saying, first of all. And people are upset about the account, about Libs of TikTok, because they are upset that they're being exposed. If you really didn't, sorry, I'm getting a phone call. If you really didn't, if you weren't bothered, if you didn't think there was anything wrong with they were exposing, then why would you be upset? A hit dog a holler. So yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No, I just think it's crazy. Like people, at least rational people that are left leaning, can like see the absurdity, you know, and they can at least find a middle ground. But then you have like these leftists who literally like nothing they do is wrong. Like they will go to the ends of the earth to defend the most insane policies and insane people. You know, I don't know. It's just insane.
Yeah, that's the other part too. I'm like, did you see the videos? I don't know if you want to be aligning yourself with some of these people she posts. And I think it's good that she exposes them. I have a friend who is liberal and he's gay, and he doesn't listen to the podcast. I was telling him about the Libs of TikTok account because it was something, I showed him something and I was like, how do you feel about this? Like, he's like, this stuff is terrible because this does not represent a large majority of liberals, so it makes us look bad. So it's good that it's being exposed because it's just not the truth. And I was like, that's a very good perspective. That's a good perspective. And I think people who realize that it's wrong, they understand like why she's doing what she's doing. But the people who are like, oh, there's nothing wrong with it, they are against it. Against her exposing them.
The thing that's bugs me though is I feel like it is the left, like it is the majority of the left. Like I think that they're the class.
You think so? I don't think,
because like I'm in California, so like I see like the derangement.
That's true. You know what?
Like
a leftist in California is different than a leftist in North Carolina. No matter how crazy North Carolina people are, they will. The leftist in North Carolina is going to be different than
like
I
vibe with classical liberals. Like I'm fine with classical liberals. I have no issue with classical liberals, libertarians, like conservatives, paleocons. Like I have no problem with everyone. It's the leftists that I have a problem with. Like, because those are the people that I feel like people will call themselves liberal, but they're not actually liberal. Like the LGBT ABC, like they're not actual classical liberals. Like those are leftists. Those are like majority socialist communists. Like majority, they are just deranged. But I don't know. It's like I like that Libs of TikTok. I feel like it's accurate for people who truly are leftists because they're realizing how insane the far left is. If that makes sense.
Yeah, you know what? I guess that's a good point too because there are probably people who call themselves, they're like, yeah, I'm a Dem, I'm a liberal, but they probably don't know how far left people are. And it's probably like, okay, wait a second, maybe I'm not a leftist liberal as I thought I was. Some of the stuff, I'm just like, okay, so you posted this on a reel today. I think it was today or yesterday. And I saw this a couple days ago. The thing about the math problem with like strippers or something. Do you know what I'm talking about? It was like a math problem. It was in some math book. It wasn't you. Was this you? I feel like it might not have been you.
I don't think it was me.
Okay. Well, it's this math problem. That let me see if I can find it. It was something like Johnny, oh, it wasn't you. It was Isabel Brown. Awkward. Okay, so
and I look so much alike, you know?
yeah, you guys are practically twins. I wonder why I thought that's weird. Why did I think that?
Christians? I don't know.
Maybe that's so weird. But anyway, so the problem is like Angelo was sexually abused by her mother's blank at age 8, which shaped her to have career choices and motivation for writing. And it's a math problem. So it's like y plus x plus blah blah blah. Like I can find it somewhere and post it maybe on the page and like in everybody's opinion. But like stuff like I saw that and I'm like, that can't be true. Like, but I guess it is. And like some of the stuff on Libs of TikTok, I'm like, this can't. No, this is a parody. Like, are we sure this isn't a parody? It's just, I guess I'm just too naive because some of the stuff I just really feel like it can't be. This can't be real. It can't be how people really
I
are.
mean, that's literally how people that I went to school with are. Like, I kid you not. Like, majority of people, those things are not nuances. Like, they're not anomalies. They are the things that I hear on a daily basis here.
That's so scary.
Yeah. No, I've literally heard
That's so
professors say
scary.
stuff like that Libs of TikTok has posted. Like it's because they get it from academia. Like academia, sometimes they use these fancy words and people go on a whim with it, and then they say these deranged things, and it's like this is not what that person was saying, and you're just making up these fancy terms. You sound educated, and you sound deranged.
That's crazy. Well, we'll continue to follow the Libs of TikTok story. I want to do more on that because, like, I just find it very interesting. We got to wrap it up. We've been going over an hour. But I just find that story so interesting. I'm glad that she has the account. I learn a lot. It's just so hard for me. I don't want to think people are really like that. I want this all to be like a silly joke that like we just didn't know about, and they all come out and everybody claps. We're just joking, everybody. This is not how we really are. We don't believe this. We gotcha. Like that's what I really want, and I don't think that's going to happen. I think this is real now. So we definitely want to follow this story though, because it's also a good conversation of like, what is journalism? What is doxing? Because people are like, oh, this isn't doxing. And then also too, like, what rules do you have as an influencer? And like, you know, let's say those other girls didn't have anything with Mallory's name on it. I never posted a picture, but I still posted all of the stuff I posted. What, you know, what differences those are the girls from Life as Mal Pal, you know? I think these are really interesting questions that maybe we'll do a whole separate episode in a week or so about. But I still want to keep following this story. I'm trying to think of anything else those are all the stories we want to talk about today. I'm trying to think of anything else I need to add. I want to remind everyone, get a t-shirt. Please make sure you vote. If you have any questions about registering, or if you don't understand like how to get to the polling place that you need to go to, please reach out. Seriously, reach out. I've been saying we're going to do episodes a little bit more about voting. We are. Hopefully this weekend I'm going to record just some terms that people might not know, just so you guys can put it on the YouTube channel. Anything else? Noelle, when is your next? Do you have an idea when your next episode's coming out?
So the next episode should be coming out in, let's see, next Wednesday. Yeah, next Wednesday. So I might release it a little bit earlier. So I don't know.
Ooh. Stay tuned. Make sure you're following her for the next episode. And also to the episode that came out this week, you interviewed Kristen, which is so funny because Kristen was Monday's episode on this podcast. I was like, wow, look at that. Funny. It's such a small world. So yeah, everybody, make sure you rate, review, like, subscribe, share this tea-filled episode with all your friends. Please leave us a 5-star review. Please review. We really do need the reviews how we get pushed up in the algorithm is from reviews. So when you leave us a review, that makes a huge difference. Let's see, anything else? I think that's it. Everybody have a good rest of your day.